Well, you know, when I realized that we were going to go on this trip, I thought, you know, I'm going to have to train the kids up because all they've ever done so far is really shoot BB guns, and we never really sighted those in. It was just more for fun, so you could hit a can. When you're hunting animals like we're going to be hunting, you got to have accuracy. So what I did is I went out and I probably in the end bought about 3 different pellet guns, and wouldn't you know, the last one I bought was the perfect one. And I was kind of surprised because I'd heard, you know, it's hard to get one of these things to sight in, but when I bought this Gamo, instantly I knew which gun really was going to do it for us, and the Gamo really did. When I was a kid, I always had a hard time thinking, wow, I'm just a terrible shot. You know, we'd buy these guns, these BB guns, and I'd shoot at things, and God, I was lucky to hit it 10 times out of 20 or 30. To a kid, that's really important. You know, if you're not hitting nothing, it's not fun, and you need to make it fun for the kids.
Well, these days I'm pretty lucky. I got 3 great kids, a son, a daughter, and a middle son. Now, my middle son was born with a very rare genetic syndrome, one that keeps him kind of small, keeps him from walking and talking, but he's just as much fun to be around as the other 2. And when it comes down to shooting the old Gamo, he's right there with him, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
One of the hardest things for me is walking away from the house and leaving Nick, because he's my son just like anyone else, and he doesn't get to experience a lot of what we experience, and for me that's really, really hard. One of my goals, though, is to someday maybe get me a vehicle, an electric vehicle or something that will actually get us in the outdoors, not spook out the animals, and let him see these things that we get to see, and let him experience all these wonders of the wildlife and the outdoors. Here we go! Off to Texas for pig hunting.
Well, finally, all our planning and preparation was going to pay off.
You guys excited?
Yep.
This being the kids' first hunt, they didn't have a clue what to expect. But I knew it wouldn't take them long. If they were anything like me growing up, it would all come natural sooner or later.
Oh, I see him! Oh, he's going back.
We'd barely got to Red River Boars, and wouldn't you know it, they're off on their first hunt, in pursuit of the elusive lizard. The poor little guy didn't have a chance, but thankfully luck was on his side today. For some reason, the kids thought he just looked a little too bony to eat. After all the fun subsided, our first order of business was to sight the rifle in. It's a CZ550, and today I've got it mounted up with an Elkin Digital Hunter rifle scope to give you a bird's eye view of what we're aiming at.
All right, we're gonna do 2 circles to the right and 2 circles down for 0. We're gonna have to move up about 3 inches and about 1 inch right.
You notice when Scott was aiming, there wasn't a whole lot of movement in the gun. That's due to the Caldwell lead sled he had it mounted on.
What makes the difference in sighting these guns in is this lead sled. It cuts your sighting time about in half. What would normally take probably about a box of shells trying to shoot freehand or off sandbags, you can accomplish with half the amount of ammunition by using this lead sled. We've only shot 4 rounds after bore sighting, which only took 2 rounds. God, those 2 I shot, you talk about perfect. Identical. Put 2 rounds right through each other, which is pretty good when you shoot through a bullet.
That's right.
And we've come up another 2 inches. We've got about 2 inches to go. I figure in about 3 more shots I'll have it zeroed in. Number 11 bullet, dead on, piglet.
I would say lead sled did the trick.
Yep.
And it did. So next, it was time to get the kids used to shooting a high-powered rifle.
Push it up, it puts the other one in, and lock it back down, just like that, and it's ready to go. 1, 2 down on the right. Oh, that's a good job.